What's going on, guys? We're back for episode 34. I hope you can hear me. Everybody can hear whatever. Yeah, it's all going on. Yeah, Buff, how are you doing, man?
Good, man. Good to be back. We had a long weekend, holiday yesterday, so we're back on the grind. How you doing?
Um, all right. I hope my voice isn't too annoying. I am recovering from COVID. Thanks everybody for bearing with us and being able to set us back a day. Yesterday I just wasn't quite feeling it. Today I am. I hope I don't sound too nasally and annoying, and I hope my voice hangs in there. I got some of the throat coat tea, so it's supposed to help my vocal cords. Look at that cup too. Wow.
Ooh,
Wow.
pretty.
Holy cow. And then yeah, so hopefully that keeps my vocal cords going, and we could get through some of this stuff. Again, a deceptively light week on news, but I feel like there's going to be enough stuff to talk about that's going to be pretty cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, so how was your Labor Day weekend? Mine sucked, dude. I just had COVID the whole time. I'm so excited for a 3-day weekend, and then Friday I'm like, I don't feel good, and my wife didn't feel very good, and we tested her, and she was positive. I'm like, cool. And then of course, like, just I felt like my head was getting smoked with a baseball bat all weekend, but I'm finally feeling a lot better today. So as long as the voice hangs in there, I think we're gonna be good to go.
It sounds like a really fun weekend.
Yeah, pretty disappointing. What'd you have going on?
Yeah, I was just like up in the mountains all weekend, so I was kind of without service on and off for the most part. So as far as like gaming news goes, I got back yesterday, did a quick video, haven't really looked at Twitter much outside of that, and so whatever we talk about today, I probably am in the dark about most of it.
That sounds way better than my weekend. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll try to explain stuff to you. You'll be learning about it at the same time everybody else is. It'll be great.
Love it.
I think, oh man, I do also have a blemish. My makeup department missed my my nose blemish too. I look like Rudolph. It's going great. Everything's fine. But you know what? You know what got me through the weekend? You're never gonna guess what I did while I was laying in bed.
You watched
Keep
Battlefield
Keep it clean.
2042 gameplay.
Laying in bed by myself. I know where you're going with that. No, what I was doing was, so sports betting last week became legal in my state.
Oh, DraftKings, huh?
I was on FanDuel Sportsbook.
Oh, okay, nice.
And you can literally watch live ping pong and bet on it in real time.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like, I literally just laid in bed and watched live ping pong and was like betting on it and stuff. So
did you win? Did you win anything?
I did.
Hopefully?
I'm up.
All right,
I'm up about $8.35 on ping pong bets. So I'm a bit of a shark.
Yeah,
I think if this show doesn't work out, then we'll probably start. I'll start like a live betting ping pong show, and we'll talk about like all the odds and stuff with ping pong betting. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, you clearly have a future there. So
I do. Well, I keyed on, and you can do live betting. So like the odds change as they play the points and stuff. And like,
that's cool.
I played a lot in college, and like I could just tell like, oh, this guy's getting tilted, man. He's missed some shots. He's not getting it back. You could tell like he's out of it. So then you could put some money down and stuff. It was pretty funny.
That's awesome. Especially, it definitely helps if you know the game for sure. It makes it way easier.
Yeah, well, I know how to get mad and give up mentally too. So I mean, I could spot that anywhere.
There you go.
So I guess we could talk about video games if you want to.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. The first thing I was going to talk about was Halo and Battlefield, and kind of put them together because I feel like they both kind of took L's this week. To be honest, season 2 did come out for Battlefield 2042, and I saw a mix. So I feel like with the exposure in season 1, I've played just a couple matches. I still don't enjoy it too much, and we talked about this last week. Speaking of last week's episode, this one is not going to go 4 hours, guys. Don't worry. So talking to Jim, you know, it was kind of that thing where I sort of realized that I didn't like some of the decisions that were made day one about how the game was going to end up in their vision with the specialist and all that stuff. So whatever, it's not necessarily the game for me, but I feel like in season 1, the exposure map was like widely liked. Like everybody really liked that one across the board. But this one I see mixed stuff about. there are more guns this season. I've heard a lot more lag and desync and stuff too. And this is just watching videos from like USA specialists and keeping an eye out on Twitter, and Reddit's mostly negative, so you got to keep that in mind if you ever venture over to Reddit. But it hasn't looked as good. And again, the other L's that I thought they took was in their dev corner. They straight up said, "We're not going to have a server browser. Like that's not on our radar. That's not something we're going to do." I watched Lossie's video where he's an EA creator. I respect the shit out of Lossie. For what he does, because he's an EA creator, and some of those bigger YouTubers that have been saying, just saying, why they aren't enjoying the game and stuff, didn't even get invited to this deal. He's an EA creator. He was invited to it, and he still asks really tough questions.
That I did watch his video on that for sure. Yeah.
So I really respect him for that. Staying true, the word's kind of dumb, but like not shilling out and just saying positive stuff to keep getting invited. It shows a commitment to his community and his viewers and the people that made his channel grow rather than the DICE and EA and stuff. So I just super appreciate how Lossie's treating things in his content and stuff. But again, he said he asked about season 5 and they just completely like stopped. They're like, okay, no more questions. We're done. I mean, you're looking at 4 maps for the entire rest of the game, total post-launch maps, and you're looking at I can't believe they're not adding maps to Portal. And they even said at the beginning Portal was going to be, this is just at launch when they unveiled Portal and talked about what all was going to be there, and they made it sound like, they didn't explicitly say, but they made it sound like more stuff was coming. And
wouldn't you think that, right? They only added 2 maps per battlefield and a handful of weapons. And I mean, I know they added some things to Portal as far as weapons and stuff with season 2, but they definitely, I mean, there's so many weapons. Like if you go into like the Battlefield 3 Portal and just look at the weapons that are in there, you're missing so many weapons. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, I thought Portal was like the perfect place just to keep making it bigger, and that's a perfect place. Like it fits into, I don't even want to say the word because it has such a negative connotation now, but live service. Portal's perfect for that. You have so many games to choose from. You have so much stuff you can add, and they just aren't doing it. So there's like all this stuff that I thought were L's with Battlefield. They're continuing to fix stuff. A lot of people are enjoying the game. I don't want to sell that short. Yep. And don't get me wrong, if you are enjoying the game, play it, like have fun with it, no worries, like do you, and I'm happy for you that you're having fun with the game you paid for, and that's all great. I'm saddened by the amount of content that we're getting and how I feel like the franchise is getting swept under the rug, which I have a theory about, but yeah, just the lack of everything is like rough for Battlefield. Have you seen any information other than what I said on it, or?
No, I mean, to be honest, I actually reinstalled it, but then I uninstalled it. I logged in, looked at the battle pass, looked at the weapons, looked at the Portal weapons, and after I installed it, I thought about it for a minute, and I realized I didn't really want to play it, and then I uninstalled it. So, but no, I mean, I'll be honest. So it's looking more Battlefield, which is why I installed it to begin with. I was really excited. The M95 they added to the Portal, and the AEK 971, the M249 SAW, to both Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 versions. They added those specific versions, and then you obviously have the Barrett M95 for Bad Company 2, which is there. It can be like accessed in, I think, like a Portal server, but it's going to be coming to every match or whatever. They're going to be releasing it fully soon. It's not fully released yet, I guess. But I mean, regardless, the game looks a lot better, but it's hard for me to justify. I mean, I definitely watched some gameplay with the new weapons. The new LMG looks really nice. It's that the FN Evils, which is the basically the updated, new and improved version of the M249 SAW. So I think that thing looks awesome. And it looks like it's a really good weapon in game. So there's a lot of good stuff there. I mean, the maps look, the reworks, everything looks better. There's just so much still missing, though. it's hard for me to justify actually putting time into that game.
Yeah. Especially when you pretty much all but know it's done after 2 more seasons. So, I mean,
Oh, well, I mean, not even that. I mean, what is it? We got like the Modern Warfare 2 beta is kicking off, just a little bit over a week from now. And
yeah.
then, so, I mean, no matter what kind of content they come out with, they're going to get outshined by Modern Warfare 2. They're going head to head with the juggernaut that they used to be able to compete with. But as of the past couple of years, they're not even in the same universe.
Yep. So the other game that I wanted to kind of combine with it because it also took some L's was Halo Infinite. I don't know if you saw much information on this. I'm just sad to see, as someone who played Halo back in the day and loved it, got me into shooters, got a lot of people into shooters, is in the place that it's in. Halo Infinite will not get a split screen campaign co-op mode after all. So it's not like a huge deal, but Halo was always that game. And I mean, I have a ton of split screen memories with my friends back in the day, right? Like when you're in high school or stuff, you can't afford 2 consoles and your buddy has one, so you go over and you play split screen. Same, I mean, I just have a lot of memories of that. And it's weird because it was something, and I forgive me if I'm wrong, I haven't followed Halo like super, super close, as I have with like Battlefield, COD, and Tarkov and that kind of stuff. So I'm a bit of a Halo casual.
Same, yeah.
But I'm just kind of looking off, what they've announced and stuff like that. As one of the big, well, sort of big 3 AAA first-person shooters that was launching last year, I've still kept up on it and what's going on with it. So, I mean, this is a feature that they said was coming. It's weird that they didn't even get that done. It's also a little bit strange that people can actually hack. You can hack the game somehow and get it to play split screen on Xbox One X. So there's people playing. There's people with it enabled on Xbox that are playing split screen. So I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. It's weird. A game that was delayed so long, content is constantly delayed for that game several times. The release was delayed an entire year, and they said this was coming.
Yeah,
and it's not. It's just crazy. And then if you look at, I can pull up their roadmap here. I don't know if you can see this very good. I should probably zoom in on it a little bit. Get my production team to get their shit together. Not a lot there.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like the only thing that we could say that could save the game here is the Forge. Like we've been talking about user generated content. I know we've done like Forge mode of the week. Somebody actually made a Toy Story map.
I saw that.
Andy's room. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Amazing.
So Forge could be like the lone savior of this game. Also, if the Project Tatanka or whatever BR comes out and it plays well, that could help it too. But I mean, some of the stuff on here, like, I mean, custom game browser, I guess it's going to have a server browser before Battlefield does. Match XP beta, like we're saying, like, and if I understand that right, that's like the XP you get for playing a match is coming to the game.
Yeah, all right.
Whoa, like, supposed to get excited about that? Some of these live service games, like with Battlefield and Halo, are straight up gaslighting, man. Like trying to put this stuff on a roadmap and make you think it's amazing. Yeah,
I mean, I think we've talked about it so much. It's like the only, of the AAA, what used to be the top AAA shooters, right? It seems like Call of Duty is really the only one right now doing live service right. Obviously, you have other games now that have come up, but back in the day, Halo, Battlefield, and Call of Duty were the main 3, and now really Call of Duty's just in a league of its own, like we said.
Right, and I even think maps at least, like they've even been able to tone back content. I'm a little bit scared to see what Activision Blizzard is going to do. They're not tied to giving us any set amount of content, and also they have less and less competition every year. So yeah. I mean, if you look at straight up, business competition models, what reason do they have to pump out the content? There's not like there's another game that's gonna squash them or anything. So I'm right. worried. I'm worried about that a little bit, that they're going to be able to get away with less and less too, because they just don't have any competition.
Yep, and that's kind of the unfortunate. I guess right now we're having indie titles kind of are creeping up to potentially maybe one day they're not going to compete with Call of Duty, but that was a good thing back in like 2011. You had Battlefield versus Call of Duty, and they were both pushing each other to be better, and especially they were coming out within like a month of each other. I remember Battlefield 3 and Modern Warfare 3 were right like a few weeks apart, so it was a huge deal. And they were, the news information we were getting all summer about what's coming to each game was huge because they were trying to outdo each other. It was awesome, but
Yep.
not anymore.
And I just remember building my channel in the lead up to 2042. I just kept saying how big of a treat we were in for. This is a year where everything's aligning.
I said you're gonna have it too. Yeah.
I was like, you're gonna have a new Halo, a new Battlefield, and a new COD in the same year. We're gonna have so much to play. It's gonna be insane. And then 2 of the 3 absolutely shit the bed.
Facepalm. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not a lot in here. I thought this roadmap was a little lackluster, and I'm just kind of basing that off what I'm seeing from the community as well. A lot of people are fairly disappointed in it. And then all of that to say, Crash's toilet thought of the week, right?
All right.
I know I had a toilet epiphany again. Are these here's my overall theory. Are these AAA first-person shooter games getting lost in these massive companies and their mergers and their large portfolios? And what I mean by that is if you think about the 2 that are kind of failing. Battlefield is owned by EA, who's looking to get merged, but at the same time, they have a wide enough portfolio where they're pouring more and more resources into the games that are succeeding. FIFA, Madden, Need for Speed's coming out, and Apex Legends is their big cash cow. In the last earnings call, they didn't even talk about Battlefield at all. In
That's
the one before that, they said it's like a single-digit % of their entire income, so they're not worried about it when someone asks about the poor performance of it. So that's Battlefield. It's less and less part of this massive company's portfolio. And if you look at Halo,
that's what it is with 2042, right? I mean, what did it used to be back in the Battlefield 3, like Battlefield 3, 4, Battlefield 1 days? Like that was a huge game. So
yeah,
used to be a lot bigger.
Right. And then and that was like before Apex and all that stuff went crazy. Mm-hmm. So that's like what they had, and that's what they had to make work. And then if you look at Halo, the other one, that is owned by Microsoft, which is now going to is like a year out from owning Activision and Blizzard, which they're going to own COD. Do they care about Halo anymore? Probably not as much. I mean, if you think about Halo in this massive overarching conglomerate that's going to be Microsoft, it's going to be an infinitesimally small part of it. It's going to be such a small part of their portfolio that I feel like some of these AAA shooters are just getting swallowed up and buried in these portfolios of these massive companies. And then you got to think, if EA is seeking a merger too, like we thought they were going to go with Amazon, or they're seeking to get bought out or kind of a takeover merger with another company, that's going to make Battlefield an even smaller percentage of their portfolio. So it's not like an indie studio where it's like this game needs to work to put food on the table. It's like it doesn't seem like they care as much, and they have to care as much. And if they lose that initial player drop, I don't think the ROI is there for them to make the game work in these massive conglomerate companies. And I think as more companies merge together and we get these bigger and bigger and more acquisitions and stuff like that, that maybe that's some of these beloved franchises are just going to kind of not be worth it anymore for these big companies for the ROI and to put enough work into it to make it work. That makes sense. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, I think, and we've talked about a lot of this in past episodes too. It really, I think it comes down to everything you just said, and what happened to like making games for the fan base, right? I mean, like the target, anybody who has ever liked Battlefield or played Battlefield would have said the idea for 2042 is a really bad one, right? And that's kind of what we talked about last episode, is the original pitch. Like, who the hell thought that was a good idea for the next Battlefield game? That's the problem is we have people that don't love the game or understand the game. They're just after the shareholders and how much money they can make with, the live service instead of producing the game that's going to be what all the fans want and attract other fans in that specific genre. If we're talking Battlefield or Halo, that would be the FPS genre, and do what they do best. And unfortunately, it seems like they're more interested in shareholders and stocks and that stuff. So they're trying to appease the wrong folks, and it's backfiring. So hopefully they come around and learn. Then you have on the flip side, you have indie developers creating a game for fans and their big hits. So we've talked about that too. Like indie games seem to be the new AAA. So
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird.
I'm starting to have a lot more hope from Direct Contacts in the chat. Shout out. What's up? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Direct Contact, I mean, that's one of those games, right? They just came out with their latest dev blog. I was going to be making a video on that soon, but I mean, that's one of those games that looks better. Like if you were to compare something like Direct Contact to Battlefield 2042, I think the majority of people would pick Direct Contact. Not only does it look better, it has actual features that, the OG Battlefield crowd, a lot of people like that immersion factor, and that's something you get with Direct Contact, Sandstorm, other indie games like that. So I mean, that's a big thing that game development, specifically the FPS genre, has forgotten. I think the past couple of years, really, really unfortunate. I mean, and with Halo, I feel like what was the last big hit Halo game? I mean, this one I know sold well and everything, but I feel like Halo 3 was like the last big one maybe, and then Battlefield 1 was the last one. It's really crazy, especially because like I was in college during like the prime of all of these franchises. So
Yeah.
to see like where they came from, where they started from when I was like in middle school and young, the early days of like Battlefield 2, and then like going into COD 4 and stuff, and then like following that whole thing. It's just so weird to have Modern Warfare or Call of Duty still on top, and what used to be what I always thought the better game, Battlefield, is just kind of fallen off, and then Halo's somewhere over there too. So it's a really weird times, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it is. And it's just, I mean, you can just kind of see it from like a 10,000 foot view or whatever. You could see that they just took different paths. Call of Duty continued to lean into their strengths. A lot of content with like pretty accessible gameplay that's pretty easy for everyone. It's just a game that, it's new every year. It gets people hyped every year. It builds each year. And it does Call of Duty. Like every year, Call of Duty is Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
And then Battlefield just didn't. I thought the 64 player battles and the class system and stuff was something that they had that was fairly unique to them. They got rid of that essentially. And then like I thought I make a bigger deal out of the server browser just because of my inner circle communication with other friends when we talk about video games, because a lot of my Call of Duty friends would get like tired of skill-based matchmaking. Like, these lobbies are so sweaty, and I was always like, hey, come play Battlefield with me. You can do a server browser, so it's there is 100% certainty there is no skill-based matchmaking when you have a server browser because you pick your server. So I thought in Battlefield 1...
you could rent it. You could rent it, too, back in the day, too, which you couldn't do with recent titles. Like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, I would have a server, and that thing would be popping 24/7. And we'd have, like, a single game of Conquest would be, like, an hour to 2 hours with the amount of tickets. I mean, you could switch it up whenever, so, like, different times of the day. And, like, if you look at Battlefield 4 on consoles right now, like, that's what's thriving, is those rent servers that are still available.
They are thinking about doing... I think doing persistent servers for Portal, which I guess is better than nothing, and it's better than the current system. But like they diverged from that, which I thought was a huge selling point. I honestly got a lot of people to play Battlefield of my friends who were primarily Call of Duty players because of that. Like, they're so tired of it being so sweaty. And it just started, it started after Battlefield 1, because Battlefield 1, it actually worked pretty good. You picked your server, and then within that server, there was a team balancer. So in between each game, it would kind of balance it, so the matches were fairly close. Well, then in Battlefield 5, you had the server browser, which was great, but it didn't have a team balancer. So they stripped that away. and it made the matches just lopsided. And then everybody on the losing team would start to leave, and the winning team would just keep farming, and it got out of hand. And then to the server browser like being completely gone. So there's just how they've done it. They've moved away from their identity that I thought made them unique, and like some of the major selling points. I could get people to come play the game. It's just like toast.
Right.
So I feel like Call of Duty leaned into its strengths and its identity, and the other two kind of didn't. And I don't know with Halo, man, like with all the delays and what 343 is doing, to have all those delays and then the minor amount of the little amount of content that has and that's planned for that game is just wild. I don't know.
Yeah, it really is.
So
it is. It's weird times in gaming for sure.
But yeah, that was my overall thought on the whole deal. Was just like, I think some of these AAAs are getting lost in these giant publishers because they're becoming a smaller part of their portfolio. And then if you look at like Direct Contact, or we're going to talk about Shatterline here in a little bit. We're going to mention World War III in the quick shots. I don't know what's going on with that game. But like those smaller games, Road to Vostok, that's a massive passion project. That is what that studio is working on. That's their main focus, and that's going to get like all the attention. So, yeah, I just worry about some of our beloved franchises getting swallowed up in these massive conglomerate companies.
I think it's already happening from what we're seeing, right?
Yep. So, do you want to talk a little bit of MW2? That's probably why most people are here.
Yeah, that's a game I think is coming out pretty soon, right?
Yep. No barking. Sorry, my dogs are probably gonna bark. Before we do that, I did want to announce. Buff and I talked. We are on September 15th for COD Next. I think we want to do like a kind of special edition episode. So Call of Duty Next is going to be sometime in the afternoon. And we're obviously going to check that out. And then we want to do a special episode of the Scope live after that. Because, like, I feel like we're going to watch that. We're going to have a lot to digest and talk about. And then we can't play the... Well, I'm not going to be able to play the game for another week. But
you can watch me play it, though.
Yeah, we'll all have a Buff watch party the next day. But, yeah, so there'll be that window where we'll all be hyped and want to talk about it and can't quite play it yet. So I think we'll do a Scope episode after COD Next on the 15th. So I think that'll be pretty fun. We'll talk about it a little more next week as it gets closer, but I mean, it's going to get closer quick. We're like 9 days out from that. So
right.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. We just want to have that channel. And while everyone's here, just another quick thing about the chat. You guys notice we're broadcasting to like 5 or 6 different channels, but combined chat is on the screen. And again, chat's on the screen so we can hear from you guys. And you guys can be part of the show. And when people watch the VOD back, you guys are there. So, and also there's a podcast. And thanks for listening to it. All right, then. So, Modern Warfare 2. I just made a couple notes of things I saw. So, there wasn't anything massive, huge, earth-shattering, I didn't think. But just like little tidbits and stuff coming out here and there. So I did see from the Ghost of Hope. What do you think of this? All Modern Warfare 2, or the original game, maps will be in year 2, or being remastered and brought into Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 in year 2 of that game, 2023.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know Ghost of Hope appreciates, and he's really good with G36s in Warzone. So shout out to that. You know, he's an off meta player, 100%. Right. And no, I mean, it makes sense, man, for sure. Why wouldn't they? I was surprised they didn't do more of that with Modern Warfare 2 remastered in 2019, because they said like maps and things like weapons too. I was expecting what they said when they released that game and they had the M4 Task Force blueprint. They said they were going to be releasing more Modern Warfare 2 blueprints and maps, and they never did any of that, which was weird. So, you know, obviously they did it and they saved it for Modern Warfare 2 is the answer. So that content, weapons, maps, I'm sure is ready to go for post-launch content. And it makes perfect sense to me. Why, you know, what's it been? Almost 10 years, more than 10 years, right? So I'm pretty pumped to see some of those maps back and some of hopefully the weapon blueprints and things like that.
Yep. That'll be pretty cool. That'll be a lot of content once that gets together. That'll be like a lot of maps just dumped into it. And they are going to have to do something in year 2, right? Because, allegedly, potentially based on the leaks, there isn't going to be a new mainline title that year. So
Right.
they're going to have to do something to keep the COD cycle from happening, where everybody this time of year, how sick are we of like Vanguard and Warzone and stuff right now and want something new. So it's going to be interesting to see what's up with that. What they do to keep interest high.
Exactly. Yeah, and I want to interject. I have an idea there. So like we talked about modern, like you just said, Modern Warfare 2 maps, probably blueprints. Then there was rumors. I don't know if we were bringing this up or not, but like Modern Warfare 3 remastered. Apparently, rumor has it is done, ready to go. What if they release that sometime in year 2, just like they did with Modern Warfare 2 remastered for Modern Warfare 2019, and then weapon blueprints for that, maps for Modern Warfare 3 remastered, all of that. There's a ton of content for you for 2 years of support, right?
Yep.
That's easy content. That's easy content that exists, and just port it over. So that makes a lot of sense.
And that would get people really excited. And then they did. I'm trying to think, because I feel like they did say in their earnings call, like they're not having a new title, but there is premium content planned. So that fits. I think what you're saying fits perfectly with that narrative. Like they're gonna drop something.
Yeah, maybe even maybe some continuation for campaign stories, or some additional like co-op stuff would be cool that continues the story. I think part of it's going to be some sort of story continuation. We may even get some like offshoot tactical type single player levels or something, like think like Clean House or Wolf's Den from 2019, right? If they just have like release single missions here and there for things like that, would be really cool. It doesn't necessarily have to be part of the main story. It can be like an offshoot over to the side or something.
Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. I think they're gonna have to do something, and that's perfect. Then I guess I'll just go down my little shitty list I have. Did you see the little clip of the vehicle chase scene leaks, like the vehicle mechanics leak? So
I did.
Yeah. Yep. That was crazy. And I don't know, just the whole thing was kind of funny because it came out, and I saw Tom Henderson tweeted that, there's leaked footage going out. So of course I'm going to go try to find it. And I did. And then Tom also said, like, I think that he said that person has had that for a long time, and it was weird that they just decided to outright leak it now. But yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
Did you see that too?
Yeah, I saw it, and apparently, I think what Tom said, or somebody I read said, it was from the June capture event, like directly, as somehow, but it didn't have the watermarks. So a speculation was it was an internal leak potentially, because there wasn't the watermarks that all the creators saw when they were invited to that June event, but it was the exact same footage. So who knows? But there's a lot to take out of that for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of stuff with vehicles, which is going to be interesting for Warzone and DMZ especially too. I just instantly think of like all the stuff you could use in Tarkov. I don't know. I'm like 90% sure I'm overhyping DMZ in my head. But I just picture myself like if you are doing like a quest or something, and we talked about all the leaks and the code leaks from the mobile alpha, where we talked about like the challenges and quests, and like I could just see like you have an awesome quest item, and you guys your squad just gets in these Toyotas and just hauls ass across the map trying to get out. Maybe another squad chases you, and like shooting from the vehicles like looked like PUBG quite a bit, where you could lean out the window and shoot, and then people jumping across the vehicles and hijacking it like GTA 5. I could just see some like movie type car chase scenes going on, trying to extract with some cool loot or to get a quest done or something would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I mean, I don't know if you noticed this, I didn't really see anybody talk about it in their videos, but I didn't think it was really worth doing a breakdown video or anything because we couldn't show it. But for those of you that did see it, what we're talking about is part of the campaign where you basically get in the back of a pickup truck, steal the AK, kill the driver, like you get into the vehicle and it goes into a third person animation, then you're driving the vehicle. When he's driving the Toyota and he's hitting things, like there's indicators on the vehicle icon on the bottom right hand side that are turning red. There's like red highlighted parts of the vehicle when you're bumping things or getting hit with bullets. So it's more of like a damage indicator, which makes me think. And we kind of heard this in the leaks too. Like if I hit that thing with an anti-material rifle like a Barrett M82, right, in Warzone or DMZ, to the engine block, like it should deal significant damage to like disable the vehicle. So you're gonna have more. It looks like what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of just like a regular health bar for your vehicle, you're having different sections of the vehicle that it can take damage. So if you take more damage to the engine block from bullet fire, it should disable it faster than bullet fire to like the rear bed of the pickup, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of what it looked like to me. Again, really hard to see because it wasn't the best footage, but there's definitely much better damage models, and that's part of the leaks that we read previously as well.
Yeah. And to add to that with the vehicle mechanics, they said they were going to do the vehicle carcasses and stuff like after they blow up.
Right.
They kind of become part of the map and you can fight in and around them and stuff. And supposedly there's, I guess it's still in the wheelhouse of vehicles. There's going to be a lot of improvements to like naval vehicles and stuff that's in the water and water mechanics and stuff like that. So
that's really cool. We did see some of that stuff leak. I mean, I'm just like, I'm thinking back to like Verdansk when there's one of those, there's a truck, right? Those things were just the Berthas. They were like tanks. And
yeah.
I'm hitting that sucker with a Rytech with 25 millimeter explosive rounds. And it takes like 10 shots to not even kill it at that point. So if I, based on the caliber and where I'm hitting the vehicle, like one shot to the engine block should disable that thing no matter what, based on the caliber, right? So hopefully there's something like that. And then with the like you said, the water mechanics, water vehicles, all that stuff should be pretty cool.
Yep. And the other thing that I was hoping about, oh no, the bots are here.
I'm on it.
I think they're in my channel. I didn't have it pulled up. I got them here.
They're in mine too. They're everywhere.
Are they really? Oh,
yeah.
No. Good. Yeah. So I don't even remember what the bots got me, man. I'm gonna go check out the best adult dating site. Why wouldn't I? Oh, the other thing, yeah. So vehicle mechanics in the first Warzone were really wonky, especially with the Berthas, because you could shoot them and shoot them and shoot them and shoot them, and they would just tank everything fine.
Right.
But the little the AP mines, like the little flashing mines, you could, if one was charging, you could throw that out, and that would one shot it. So like.
That's something I did regularly. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, so a little AP mine will destroy a Bertha, but you can dump a Mag 50 cal in it and it's good. So yeah, I hope they work on that, and make the vehicles a little bit. It sounds like they are really working on vehicle mechanics. Hopefully that's true. I would love to see one of those where they do those little content drops or intel drops about vehicle mechanics. I think would be awesome. They did with the audio and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I'm reading Chase in my chat is mentioning some of the Warzone mobile gameplay apparently did show off like being able to shoot out tires and things like that, and then how the vehicle will stay there and not just disappear. So if I'm sure that'll obviously transition into Warzone 2. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's crazy that they're doing that in the mobile too, or technically kind of first. You see it first in the mobile game. Do that on freaking
go
phone.
Figure.
And then I guess we should probably talk about what's play. I have the new campaign clip playing on the screen. That's I think that's the only like new official content we got over the last week or so. It's just a little bit of
the only
clip.
one really worth talking about. I know there was a new one today too, but it really wasn't anything new. It just showed off footage we've already seen, and then we got a brief clip of an AC-130 coming in and firing something. But yeah, this clip was cool. This was I think was the most informative clip we've seen yet.
And I can't remember, one of the Call of Duty leakers retweeted what Ralph had said a long time ago with one of Ralph's first info dumps. This is a scene from a part of the campaign where you're infiltrating a safe house to try to get to a drug lord and get him out for questioning. So that's what you see whenever they have the riot shields up. They enter the fence, and right here where they're going in is that they're going in after a drug lord to try to get him out to question him.
Okay.
What do you make of the in there you could see the shields, but also I think there was one guy with a shield and an MP5. Like he had both.
Yeah, I didn't slow it down enough to see what the riot shield guy had. But you can see on his back, Mexican special forces or police, whatever it is. So with Alejandro being a colonel for a Mexican military, it makes sense that those are Mexican special forces. I didn't see if it was an MP5 or not.
That's
I
really
didn't
hard
slow
to
it.
tell.
I didn't really slow it down enough, or if I did, I didn't really. Oh, okay. I mean, it could be.
Word
It look
up.
the magazine does have the curvature of an MP5. It's hard to tell from that angle. It could also be. I mean, we see a lot of MPXs in this. We see MP7s, things like that. So,
But
definitely a little bit difficult to see.
my takeaway was, are you going to be able to have a shield and shoot an SMG around it, like
Which
around
it
the
looks
side?
like you are there, yeah. And
No.
they also they have riot shields like in real life where they're. I mean, just like I think Rainbow Six, right? There's little portholes there where you put your gun through the shield, not around it, and can fire too. So, but you could do that in Modern Warfare 2 or 3. You could shoot with your riot shield, I thought, right, with pistols.
I think so. Hopefully it's just a campaign thing, and maybe it'll be no, I don't want that in multiplayer. Run around with shields. I just don't want it.
Yeah, it wasn't fun back in the day.
The other thing I saw was there was a leaked clip of Captain Price. He was rappelling down a skyscraper, so we got to see the rappel mechanic. Did you see that?
I did see that. Yep.
That got me really hyped because, like, when I play Siege, which season 2 or season a million of Siege just came out today. The new Brutal Swarm operation came out today for Rainbow Six. That's probably all we're talking about it, but it did. Some of the coolest plays come from rappelling and things like that. So I hope there are some modes where that's a thing because you can do some cool stuff. Makes me feel cool. Do some rappelling.
Yeah, I loved seeing that. It reminded me, and we talked about it previously. It reminds me of the Federation Day mission from COD Ghosts in that campaign. So, and it sounds like all that's going to transition into multiplayer Warzone 2 and DMZ also. So that'll be awesome.
And then I guess there was also, since we're talking about the vehicles and stuff a little bit, ground war map image leak. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that. It was like the art of it, right? It looked really cool.
Yeah, it did look cool. It looked very intricate. Like there was a lot to it to move around. Hopefully there's places for like a well-designed map where you have spots for vehicle warfare, but you also, if you want to play infantry, you can get away from that and get some infantry combat going. So that was out in the wild. This stuff you can probably all search and find if you guys haven't seen it and want to.
Yeah, it was a very urban looking map, or at least the part of the map we saw was like urban combat, very similar to kind of like a downtown Verdansk minus the tall skyscrapers. It was more of like medium-sized apartment buildings. We had a stadium, things like that. So, and there was a highway there too. I mean, it looked that's the map I want, man. Jesus, that's what I need.
Cool. I think I saw one too, and this might be my COVID brain. I thought I saw one that was like a desert one too, like a desert village.
I don't know, to be honest. Maybe I missed it, or I know there were some also desert leaks for the next Treyarch title as well. But I really wasn't too much in the loop of what was going on, but I did happen to see the one urban ground war map.
And then the other things are a little bit more business type stuff. They did pretty much confirm that COD is going to be on Game Pass when Microsoft finishes out their deal in the coming year or so, which is actually crazy. If you think about what Game Pass already is with the day one content and stuff like that, there is a world where Game Pass for Xbox and PC players will get you the new COD every year and a lot of the old Call of Duties to play whenever you want to try them out or go back to them, which makes Game Pass stronger and stronger all the time. I'm not usually for subscription stuff because sometimes you don't use it, or if you give up, or if you don't pay for it anymore, you have nothing.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're just paying a few bucks a month and you get the new COD every year, that might pay for itself there, and then you have all the other games. Like if you want to check out, you can, that they have. So I thought that was really huge. And then on the same side of that, they did also say that Microsoft plans on continuing for a long time, at least, Call of Duty being on PlayStation. So I don't think that's a worry that they're going to make it an Xbox exclusive. But being on Game Pass is going to be pretty wild.
Yeah, just like we suspected, right? We talked about this a lot in previous episodes. Why would they get rid of the PlayStation title? They're making so much money, and they're making more money. I think that's their number one out of PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. PlayStation is their number one console sales, consoles including PC. So why would they get rid of that? It doesn't make any sense. You'd be losing billions of dollars.
Yep. And then I guess the next one is really, the last one I had was really not with this Call of Duty. They did talk about COD 2024 yet, which is kind of silly to talk about this early, but I did think it was interesting that it's going to be like in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it's going to be covering Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. So it's going to be some of those type battles and wars and conflicts and stuff. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. It's a long ways out, but some of the leaks we saw from the alpha are matching up with that. So it's probably going to be 2 years of Modern Warfare, and then Treyarch's game is going to be like take place in the Middle East surrounding those conflicts.
Yeah, at least it's more modern than what we've had from other studios in the ever. So minus the future stuff. So I mean that's good. I think that's a good timeline that you can play with, because you still have a lot of modern-ish weapons. So there's a lot of weapons that we would recognize today. You still can have really good gunsmith customization for the most part. So I think that's good. I hope it's more of like an alternate timeline though, because they can be a little bit more flexible with like weapons, things like that. Problem is when you're doing these period pieces that are in the past, you're painting yourself into a corner, like we saw with Vanguard and Cold War, when it comes to the campaign and the gunsmith. So, but that's their choice. But I think it'd be cool if they loosely base it on that, as well as kind of some alternate reality stuff can go on there too. It allows you more flexibility.
Yep. So I think does that cover it all? Anything else you wanted to add, or anything else you saw?
No, there was just the campaign clip today, really quick, that they showed footage that we've already seen from the trailers. But they did show an AC-130, and they showed it firing. They showed the gun cam of the AC-130 firing on a like a barn house or a building. So that was cool. There's obviously going to be an AC-130 mission, which I think we missed out on Modern Warfare 2019. So it'll be good to have an AC-130 mission back for sure. Other than that, I think that's about it.
Nice. There is a chance I blocked somebody on accident trying to get the bot.
Oh no.
So yeah, if you guys are listening to the podcast, you're lucky. You don't get to see this. But the bots have been getting in our chat. So I can block him on my restream, and they won't be able to show up on the screen anymore. Which is sweet. But I potentially might have blocked someone next to it. So if you're typing in chat and your name isn't showing up on the screen, get a hold of me. I'm really sorry if I accidentally banned you, because like the chat was moving and I clicked on it and I might have misfired, just like in real life video games when my aim sucks. I might have misclicked and banned you. So if you're chatting and it's not showing up on the screen, hop over to another platform and type, or message me on Discord, in my Discord, or on Twitter, or get a hold of me somehow to get you unblocked, because I want everybody to be able to chat. I don't want the sex boss to be able to. Oh, it didn't work. They're back.
Yeah.
Can I get them now? Hold on, I want to see if this.
Oh
works.
no, they're back. Yeah.
I want to see if this works.
I'm sure after the show we can go on to the restreamer and see what was removed or not.
Check that out. Oh, what the? They're
everywhere.
Let's see if I block them.
I got them on my side at least.
And then, but I can delete them from the chat so they pop off the screen.
There, that's good.
Dude,
I see it.
They can't. What do we do? What do we do now? They're still going. I'm so scared. They're taking over the world.
I think we got him now. Hopefully.
I don't know. I got to get him off the screen. YouTube, help us. Save us from this. What are they doing? Man.
Funny because they're just doing emojis now. They're not even giving us links to porn. Like, come on.
I know. Give us the good stuff if you're gonna come in here and ruin the flow of the show.
Exactly.
Make it worth it.
Come on.
Get it together. Yeah. So here we are. Sorry guys, we don't have a giant production team to handle this stuff. We're doing it on the fly. We're doing it live. So yeah, and somebody might have just got caught in the crossfire. I don't know. So yeah.
We'll fix it.
If you can't chat on the screen, I'll try to find a list of blocked people and something will happen. Okay, so back on track, I hope. The next thing I wanted to talk about, we're talking about indie games and stuff like that. I honestly didn't notice this game until Big Fry was talking about it. It's called Shatterline, and it's just a really interesting game because I feel like it bucks a lot of trends that we've seen with early access games. Apparently, based on the information I've heard about the game, it's kind of hard to hear from them. They don't have a big social media presence, so they haven't really pushed this game a bunch. They just kind of dropped it for internal play testing. And I think a lot of people found out about it through Big Fry. He found out about it. Someone told him about it in his Discord, and it's just kind of organically grown quite a bit to where they had really successful play tests, which, when you hear about an indie first person shooter being early access and play test, you expect like a lot of bugs. But that was one of the most impressive things about it was it played really, really good. So they're doing early access, and this game actually comes out day after tomorrow. So on the 8th, it's coming out in early access, free on Steam. Do not fret, console players, if this is something you're potentially interested in. It is, they said, I did see on Twitter, they said that console development is underway. So they're working on bringing it to console. It's free to play. And I agree with what Big Fry says. If you look at this originally, it looks generic as shit. Like, it looks like like a futuristic shooter that's been done. It looks like Destiny. It looks like Rogue Company. You can talk about like a lot of games that this thing looks like. But it plays good and it's smooth. And apparently they've been working on this game for like 5 yees, and then they just kind of drop it out of nowhere. And then the other thing, I heard that they lost their publisher because of all the stuff happening in Ukraine right now. So they're kind of out on their own now. I think they had more stuff planned, but they ended up losing that. So they're just kind of dropping it how it is. But it actually plays pretty well. And then the other thing, I think, what else did I want to say about it? I think that's about it. Dude, these bots are pissing me off.
I know, what the hell. I hit them on my end too. I mean, it looks, I'm curious. Is there gameplay out there yet? I'm curious.
There's quite a
gameplay.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of gameplay around. Honestly, Sad Balls is here. He can help us.
Get him, Sad Balls.
There's been a lot of content over the last couple weeks while the playtests were live, so quite a few people have been playing it.
Awesome.
So you can find quite a bit of content. Big Fry sums it up pretty well. And then I think I have a gameplay trailer here queued up. Oh, it's really short. And it also kind of looks different than this now. This probably isn't very good, but
probably older gameplay then.
Yeah, it really looks like Destiny on here. But essentially what it is it's kind of like a roguelike shooter where there's specialists. They seem pretty simple. So they're not like crazy like Valorant where they have like 3 different things. This trailer looks a lot like Destiny. Again, it looks really generic. But again, it's from an indie studio and it plays really well, and they've been working on it for 5 years. They didn't tease it forever. They didn't, keep promising it and then nothing happened. I really respect them for coming out with a pretty polished game. And I'm pretty excited to play it because of how it looks. Like play wise, it plays really smooth. The mouse aim works, which is insane. It's cool. So yeah, I'm
Go
I'm
figure.
I'm excited to try it. The main reason is it's supposed to have there's PvE stuff where you can go with your friends and do missions kind of like Destiny and stuff and take on big bosses in like a zombie like horde mode type thing with like aliens.
Okay.
But there's also like a more tactical multiplayer PvP, which is like 5v5 standard kind of shooter. But there's some really cool stuff. Like there's big boxes and vehicles, like just parked vehicles, but you can actually like kick them and move them. So you can like move cover. There's different specialists that pop up cover.
Okay.
But they're going to have a plant the bomb mode, so like an S&D mode, and I'm really excited for that. They haven't had that yet in their playtest. They initially had like I think there was a TDM, and they had like a domination. They had like an escort mode. Excuse me. And just some different like hard point kind of modes like that. They haven't had plant the bomb yet, but I'm really excited for plant the bomb in this. I had a lot of fun with that. They called it demolition in Rogue Company, but it was third person. So I'm hoping this is like Rogue Company, but first person, and I can play S&D with some friends. I think would be a lot of fun. I feel like the hero shooter thing kind of works with the plant the bomb mode.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, game looks cool. I'm excited to see what it does, and I think obviously there's probably going to be a console market for sure when it comes out there. So definitely check out the gameplay when it's in early access.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're working on it for console. I mean, that's what they said. So, yeah, it should be on fairly soon. I'm hoping. I keep commenting. I bet I'm annoying people. I keep asking on their Discord and I keep asking on Twitter if they're gonna have plant the bomb mode this go around. So I'm like trying to find out because that's really what I want to play. There was just a few days left of the playtest when they announced it, or when I found out about it. So there's just a couple days left, and since they didn't have plant the bomb mode, I didn't get into it because I didn't want to play without plant the bomb mode. So I feel like my opinion is like kind of shared by the first person shooter market as a whole. Like the TDM and the domination, the grindy spawn die stuff is just not appealing to me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have some stake into it or something going on. So like either competitive or like, yeah. So
yeah, it looks neat. I'm excited to see what they do with it. Especially, I did hear like the players went up a pretty good amount, and it was very polished. So that's good to see.
Yep. Yeah, it took off like crazy. I think probably from Big Fry's video, and then some other creators covered it, and they had a lot of views and stuff. It's just, I don't know, it's just really interesting to talk about because it just seems polished. They came out with it out of nowhere. They have hardly any socials. I think their YouTube channel has 347 subscribers. And their Twitter account just has like maybe like 1.4K followers or something, and that just blew up over the last couple days. So it kind of came out of nowhere, and to be this polished is exciting, and hopefully it works out, and hopefully it is successful, and it's a kind of a blueprint for other studios to follow to come out with polished games, and they'll do well.
Yeah, have it in a spot where it's polished and ready to go before you start releasing it for players, right?
Yep. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. I'll be playing it and checking it out. I'll report back to you. But yeah, I think the look of it is pretty darn generic. But if it plays well, I can get over that. How are you on that? Because I know you really like modern and realistic type simulator type stuff. What's a game like this have to do to get you to play it? Like, because I'm to a point where if it plays good and I can get into it and have fun with my friends, it's not my favorite setting, but I can kind of overlook that. Like, how are you on that?
It's like tough for me. I think I'm just always like Battlefield 4, man. I bought that with my PlayStation 4 day one. played it straight, nothing else online till like 2018. So I mean, that pretty much says it there. I like a certain thing. I obviously will branch out with some things. So like, I mean, I could try it, but it's just not. I personally with my shooters, I want to be like immersed, and that's how I'm invested to play more. So for me, that's the replay value is like immersion, and feeling like I can customize things and be almost invest like an extension of like myself in the game in some ways. So that's really where I am with games these days. So for something like this, it's just not really up my alley. It's if it looks really good, like it's possible I could try it, but I'm more of the, I guess I would watch this and like watching it, but probably wouldn't want to play it, right?
Gotcha. I'm just looking for that game that's like and I'm gonna hit S&D pretty hard in MW 2. I feel like, just a plant the bomb game that's not like super hard to understand, like Rainbow Six Siege, which I still do enjoy, and Valorant is like so complicated. CS:GO is like a whole different style of shooting from what I'm used to. I'm used to like the traditional ADS style shooting. And people have been playing that for years. I would get absolutely roasted if I tried to pick up that game now. I just want something that's like, it's like gunfight kind of. It's simple to understand, but it's competitive, so it keeps you like trying, sweating a little bit, and there's some stakes to it. So that's what I'm hoping for. All right, are you guys ready for the quick shots? I'd like to quick shot a sex bot right now to get him out of here.
I bet you would.
God dang it, man. At least with this new chat, I can delete him off the screen.
Yeah, that's good. So they're not in chat. Jeez.
Yep. I mean, sex bots everywhere do love the scope.
They do, man. They're here for it. They're showing support at least.
They love the scope. This must be a really sensual show that they love to plaster on. I wonder if they know our audience a little bit. Maybe something we don't know about our audience and are trying to key in on that, huh?
Maybe.
Not pointing any fingers, but if the shoe fits, guys. Maybe before next episode, everybody clear your cookies, okay? Clear your history and your cookies so we don't have this, all right?
See what happens, yeah.
Gosh, dang it. All right, so the quick shots I feel like are going to be pretty quick. It's just some like super quick talking points. I have like 5 of them, but I mean, they're just stuff I wanted to mention. They're really short. The only one with something to talk about, really is the Dead Drop, Dr. Disrespect's game.
Okay.
They showed off a little bit of what's coming up in the next snapshot, which is coming soon.
Okay.
Let me pull that up for you so you can see it. And that's an advertisement. The production team, dude. I should pull it up on the
ads are my favorite.
Let me hold on. This show stinks. This show's terrible. There, I'll just do that. So you can see the map. They put this out in a tweet. There we go. So yeah, they put this out in a tweet. You can kind of see the map. They call this the Proving Grounds.
Okay.
So it's kind of our first look at how intricate and complicated the maps are going to be. So it's actually pretty wild.
That is actually a really cool looking map.
It is. It doesn't have, for the podcast listener, it doesn't have any textures or anything to it yet. But you can just kind of see how it's blocked out and kind of how it'll play. Not what I initially thought was. I thought it was just going to be like a single tower and you fought your way to the top to win, like the first one of the top wins. This has like several tops to it, and it might be more to it than that. It sounds like maybe it's going the initial, or it might be going in the extraction type mode where there's not just one winner. So yeah,
that would be cool.
So I think that's coming in the next couple days. People will be able to play that. So I look forward to checking out the people who bought NFTs and watching their channels.
Definitely.
Excuse me. To see what that looks like. So, yep. that's that. The next thing, unless you had anything else to add.
Nope. Map looks good. I mean, it's not a game I'll play, but I'll definitely enjoy watching some gameplay for sure.
Yep, it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of product comes from that sort of development.
Yeah, definitely.
With having the community help out, it'll be cool to see. The next thing I wanted to talk about, I mean, some of this stuff, guys, is just gonna be like I'm telling you what's going on. Splitgate ends development to focus on the next Unreal 5 game. Splitgate was a game like Halo with portals. A lot of people were playing it in the lead up to Halo. A lot of people kept playing it. It's got a fairly big comp scene. They came out and said they're no longer supporting it. They're going to work on their next game that's going to have a shooter with portals, but it's going to be in Unreal 5. So Splitgate community was kind of, I guess they took it pretty well from what I saw on Twitter. So that's being moved back for their next game. And then Titanfall 2 had an odd resurgence in player numbers. I just pulled this up now on Steam count. There's a lot of people playing Titanfall 2. So if that's a game that you enjoyed and still have installed, check it out. I think from what I understand, it was on sale, or I think it is for another day or so. Yeah, way more people playing it than 2042.
Yeah, what the heck happened?
Yeah, so I think it was on sale for like $4.70 or something. So then you have like almost 18,000 people playing it just on Steam. So a lot of people are playing crazy. Titanfall 2. Great game, awesome campaign. Definitely check it out. If you don't own it on PC or whatever, if you upgraded to a PC and want to try it out, it's like $4 or it's less than $5 US. So pretty cool. And I guess there's some mods and stuff for it too. So it's interesting to see that come back. Maybe this will show EA that there's enough interest and we need a Titanfall 3.
Yeah, I'm curious if this resurgence was this like, what dates were this? Was this the same time? Because like last week everybody was talking about Titanfall 2 and wanted a Titanfall 3. Is this like because it went on sale, everyone was like, we want is that what cued everything?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Like in all my research, it was just like the sale, people remembering it's a good game, stuff being kind of stale, like kind of the perfect storm.
Yeah.
And then
makes sense.
And then it does. There's a lot of people on the Titanfall Reddit that were like, oh, we need to have Titanfall 3 now. Look at this. So a lot of people are using it for that now to try to get the point.
Right. Hell yeah.
But that's cool. I guess Respawn has said they're not in development of a Titanfall 3 right now. They're focusing on Apex because it makes literal billions of dollars.
Yeah. Maybe they'll have a Titanfall Apex crossover, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. They are. They are. Yeah, you called it.
Are they?
Yeah. Oh, shit. That's the other thing.
Whoa, hey.
I
Damn,
suck.
on top of it.
Look at you go, man. I suck at this.
EA needs to hire me, man. Look at this. I'm just coming out. I'm on it.
You independently got to the same point that their multi-billion-dollar marketing team got to. Pay Buff.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm here for, man.
We're giving out free ideas on the show. Come on.
Yeah, free ideas. Billions and billions of dollars, right?
Yeah, they did tease that there's going to be a Titanfall crossover in Apex. So they're going to bring some like skins or content or stuff like that. So there you go. That's another reason, I think. So that's
pretty cool. That's pretty neat, though. I would like to see what they do with that for sure.
Yeah, Titanfall is a really cool game.
It was, yeah.
I should replay the campaign. That'd be kind of fun. Oh yeah, the other two things pretty fast. World War III is no longer using the My.Games launcher. So it's back to where you have to launch it from Steam. So that's weird.
Great news.
Yeah, I think that makes it a lot easier to launch and stuff. I honestly uninstalled it because I don't know what's going on with it. I'm just gonna wait till the open beta. I think like a lot of people are. I have no clue what's going on with World War III. They're radio silent. We're over a month out from their pre-open beta patch, they called it, and nothing. They're still doing like server maintenance and stuff on Twitter. But it's just weird. There could be something bigger at play going on that we don't know about as far as like publishers and legal stuff go. That's not confirmed. That's just me talking out of my ass. Just so you know. But it's like, it's weird. It's weird to have a game they're gonna miss their window again when Modern Warfare 2 comes out, and I'm sad about that because I wanted World War 3 to take off. A lot of people did. It's just perennially the game of potential, missed out potential.
Yeah, for sure.
So I thought that was interesting, and we'll just keep an eye on it, and hopefully they do something. It's just weird that they haven't said anything. And then Ubisoft Forward is this Saturday. They confirmed a lot of news is coming for Assassin's Creed fans. Didn't really mention anything with their shooters. There could be something about the Division Heartland. And they didn't say it, but I'm hoping we hear something about X Defiant. That's another game that I hope plays well because they've done a lot of testing. I'm not a huge fan of the setting and the graphics and the overall art style, but if it plays good, I can get over that and play it. So that's something I'm hoping. So keep your guys' eye out for anything that happens on Ubisoft Forward. That is Saturday. So we'll talk about anything Monday. And then
Ghost Recon.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe something crazy come out for that. That'd be pretty sweet. We might hear, what they're gonna do since they got rid of the BR. Maybe they're gonna talk about what they're gonna do with Ghost Recon and Switch Scene since they got rid of the BR.
I'd love like an advanced what the heck was it? Advanced Warfighter? Is that what that one was called? Remastered or like a sequel would be awesome. I think it was Advanced Warfighter. Yeah. Or Future Soldier, right? Future Soldier.
I don't remember.
I'm mixing COD titles now. Yeah, Ghost Recon Future Soldier. That's the one. Like a remaster of that or a sequel would be pretty cool. Or just go back to the old Ghost Recon formula would be even better. So we'll see.
Wildlands 2?
I mean, I'd be down for it, man. Wildlands did a lot of... I know a lot of, like, as far as... it's still a huge departure from, like, old Ghost Recon, but as far as what Ghost Recon's been getting, and especially compared to Breakpoint, I mean, I love Wildlands, man. It's just so, like, you feel like you're in Colombia fighting the cartel. It's fucking awesome. So I
gotta play that.
I love it,
dude. I think it's on sale. I really think it.
I think it just went on sale. Some people were saying they got it on sale. Dude, it's a fun game. I mean, I'm just playing it solo by myself, and I'm having a blast when I play it. So
I should really play that. I never did.
Because you have a squad, so you have 3 AI there that you can like control. You can customize how you look, how they look. I mean, it's a lot of fun. The whole environment is immersive. Everything on the radio, the environment, the towns, the people. There's always stuff going on. You feel like you're in Colombia as a special forces operator. It's crazy.
It is 80% off. So it's pretty cheap right now if anyone else is interested into it interested in looking into it. I think I might pick it up. I am also last week in our interview, Jim said to watch their GDC interview about how they did that stuff. I did get about a quarter of the way through that, and it is really interesting. I hope studios are using that or continue to work that out to where it can maybe solve some of the lack of content that we've been seeing.
Yeah, and it's Bolivia, not Colombia. That's my bad. Chat corrected me.
So, yeah, chat's always there for us. Draken, thank you so much for the sub on Twitch, man. I appreciate that. I think that's all I had. Anything else you had before we do? You got time for a chat Q&A?
Yeah, let's do the Q&A.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and type in questions or thoughts in chat. Unless you're a sex bot, then piss off.
Or give us the good links, one of the two.
Yeah, actually give us the goods. Yeah, guys, talk in chat about what you want to, or anything you want to talk about, bring up, ask questions. We'll chat with you guys for a little bit while we end the episode, wind down a little bit. Thank you guys for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, these shows are a lot of fun. I look forward to them every week. You guys helped me fight off COVID. Okay. I had to get back for the show. All right. We had to do the program.
I'm right.
I appreciate it. I need to make more throat tea.
There you go. Do it up. I just want to, before we get into some of the questions or whatever from the community there, like Crash said in the top of the show, for COD Next, we'll be doing some special like wrap up episode that evening. So stay tuned. We'll announce more of that next week because that'll be a couple days prior. I know I'm gonna live stream the event itself probably on my channel, or maybe I don't know. We'll have to talk, guys, and see how we want to do it. But we'll definitely do something with the scope to run through that, and then the beta comes up the next day. So there's just going to be a lot of everything we've been speculating about. I think is going to be going to be shown there. So we'll have a lot to dissect for sure, which is going to be good.
Yep. So keep an eye on like social channels and stuff like that because we'll definitely do something that evening. And then I'm not sure we'll get it figured out, but the scope will have a little. It might be short depending on what all they talk about, and if Buff's got stuff going on or whatever for his channel. But yeah, we definitely need to get on that.
Yeah, that's a good train to jump on. And I see legit in chat. Does anyone know what the early access date is for PC? And I think there is no early access for PC. It's just the general open beta, which is going to be the 23rd, I believe, is when that is. So it'll be the open beta, or if it is early access, it'll be like I think at the pre-order the 22nd probably. So
yeah,
the 22nd or the 23rd then.
Here, I'll pull that up for you guys.
Yeah, I believe it's the 22nd and 23rd. So Cratch will show that on screen. Thoughts on what they will show us at COD next? Why don't they show us another campaign gameplay? I'm thinking it sounds like definitely, obviously multiplayer reveal, right? We haven't seen that yet. Gunsmith, Warzone 2, DMZ, COD Mobile. I think that's what we're going to see, and probably a little bit of campaign. I don't think they'll show us a full mission, but I think we'll see more snippets of it. I don't see them giving away much more of campaign since it is going to be available early.
Yep. So there's the dates on there. And then we'll get the PC is the weekend too. If you pre-order it, you get the Thursday, Friday. If you don't pre-order it, you got to wait till the Saturday, Sunday to play. So yeah, we get PC players getting the shaft. See you second weekend. Enjoy your time weekend one, you little consolers. We're coming for you week two.
I will. Don't worry. You can watch it. You can watch it right on my channel.
Come on, I'm trying to cope over here. Let me have this one. Yeah. Ooh, lots of questions. Boston Gamer, random question. You guys interested at all in Cyberpunk's DLC coming in 2023? Disregard if you talked about this earlier. No, we haven't talked about it. I'm probably not. I'm not too interested in Cyberpunk, honestly. I've kind of talked about some of those types of story games. I enjoy watching people play them. I've liked watching people play through that. So I'm interested in watching people stream it. That's about as far as me playing it. Not going to happen, but I'll definitely watch it. I hope that game continues to get better too for the people that pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Not one of the games I'll play, but it's definitely something I keep an eye on, though.
What if you guys do a stream together and react to COD next on it? Team stream for that? That'd be kind of interesting.
Might happen. Never say never.
Yeah, we'll figure out the best way to do that as it gets closer. If we want to do like a live scope while they have, I worry. So I feel like this is just me talking out loud with you guys in the community. It's like, I feel like a lot of the big creators are going to be doing streams during it, are going to be co-streaming it. And then they're going to be able to play it the next day. So I think after things kind of calm down, we have a little bit of time to process it. We might meet back here on this show that evening and talk about it leading into the first week of the beta. That's just my initial thoughts. I feel like a lot of big creators are going to be co-streaming it and stuff. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Let's see what else. Is why you don't play Valorant due to its recoil system. I have been trying to play Valorant. Imp, I've been trying to play it. It's not really the recoil. The shooting mechanics and stuff are a little bit different for me, and it's just taken me some time to learn. The operators and stuff are really, really complicated. They all have like 3 different abilities, so it's taken me some time. It's going to be a long time before you see Crash play Valorant in public. Let's say that. Will there still be a BR added to Halo Infinite? D-Crow asks. It's not on any of those lists. I think where they're still popping up in leaks with Project Tatanka, I think eventually they're going to have to use Forge in the BR to bring that game back. So I think yes. Just no idea when. If you ever need a guess, Big Mike. Woo! There you go.
Big Mike in the house.
Shout out Big Mike. Sergio asks Al Assad, as a Shadow Company outfit, you think foreshadowing of him working with Shepard or Hive's Shadow Company to take out 141? That'd be an interesting twist, for sure.
I didn't see the Shadow Company outfit if that was a thing.
Either.
So if that's true, that's interesting. I'm curious to see that image.
That'd be pretty wild. What are your opinions on MW2 Spec Ops? What do you think the missions will be like? Will it be similar to 2019? Have we heard if there's going to be Spec Ops for sure?
Yeah, they did confirm it, but we haven't really heard anything about it, to my knowledge yet.
Yeah,
I bet confirm it's coming back.
It should be similar missions that kind of go along like continuations of the campaign. I could definitely see that.
I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be I think it'll be a little bit different. I honestly think we'll get more variety of stuff. I think there's gonna be more like Wolf's Den, CQC type gameplay, tactical stuff like Wolf's Den and Townhouse, and then I think there'll be more open map missions. Like I really loved the airport mission for Spec Ops. That one was cool. Some of them were really hard. Like that one, the airport one was really hard for Spec Ops once you realize like how you had to approach it to stay undetected. There was like a specific thing you had to do, and those were fun to cover for videos early on. But I think lessons learned, it was kind of underwhelming for a lot of folks. So I think I do think they'll do something a little bit more engaging, let's say.
Should be. Hope so. They got to do something to make it like a little bit different.
Yeah.
Pyro, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate the super chat. It's incredibly kind. What era of BF would you like to see? 2143 for you. Honestly, modern or near future. 2042 could have been perfect. If it would have been dark and gritty and stuff like the trailers and the concept art, would have been my favorite. I think near future gives devs the opportunity to be a little bit outside the box with maybe a little bit of new technology. It also allows them to take some liberties with map design, different maybe fictional places, and they're able to take a few more liberties to keep the game, a little bit more unique. So I think the perfect game would have been 2042 if it matched the trailer, the Exodus short film, and the concept art.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think the next one needs to be 100% modern, present day. So what is it? Probably not going to be anything this year. Maybe 2023. So it's going to need to be taking place in 2023 or 2024, or maybe if you want to do near future, 2025. They need to keep it as grounded in present day as possible. And then again, that allows them to to still have liberties with it, like they did in Battlefield 4, even though that was a few years ahead at the time. I think if you go even up to 2030, they just need to take modern again, go back to modern. And I honestly think like they need to take Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, and combine those into one game and have it take place present day.
That's awesome. Shadow asks, he saw the Tom Cruise in the ticker. He asked, what do you think about Tom Cruise? Is he insane, or has he just elevated into a higher plane? The answer is yes. Did you see this on Twitter? Tom Cruise did like a video of him came out where he was standing on an airplane and talking about like seeing you at the movies and like the next thing that's coming out. So I actually was going to talk to you about this to see if you saw it, because Tom Cruise is just an absolute different animal. Did you see this? I pulled it up.
I didn't.
So, yeah.
I'm waiting for it to pop up.
Yeah. He's standing on a red biplane, and he basically says, I hope you guys are having a great Labor Day. This is me on the set of the next Mission Impossible. And then this other plane pulls up next to him. It's like, hey, we got to get to filming. So Tom Cruise is just like taking cinema, like movies in general, the entire industry on his back and saving us and coming out with his insane movies. And he's just a different human. He's like, isn't he like 50 something? And he looks like younger than I do. And like the Scientology is like, I gotta be paying off big.
Dude, I love Tom Cruise. I love that he does all of his own stunts. And if I don't know if you saw Top Gun Maverick or who in chat did, but damn, talk about like the movie we needed, right? Like holy crap. Thank God for that movie because
Look at that.
it's a perfect movie.
And then they just dive down into the bottom of the canyon and like he's just chilling. The guy's a madman. He's a different human. He's a different human. He has reached a higher plane. He's on a different level of existence. And
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. That's why I had Tom Cruise on the ticker. I was going to ask you what you thought about it, but I kind of forgot. COVID brain got me.
Did you see Top Gun Maverick?
I haven't yet. I'm a bad person.
Dude. When you watch it, I wanna hear your impressions because holy shit.
Yeah, awesome it's where we can watch it at home now, so I'm definitely gonna watch it soon.
Yeah, if you guys saw the first one, I would as long as it's like fresh in your head. If you're like fuzzy on the first one, you can probably still get away with it because they do a good job of like anything you need to know, they bring you up to speed. But I mean, I'm sure you've seen the first one a million times too. Yeah. So there's like some fucking emotional. Like Tom Cruise, he's one of my favorite actors because in all his movies he does such a good job of showing like emotion on his face. Doesn't even need to say anything, but he has just such great acting skill that he just needs a facial expression. You just like know everything that character is going through. It is just the feels, man. I love it.
It's cool. It's like all the blockbuster movies, you have like the superhero movies and then Tom Cruise movies. Like that's where we're at right now. He's trying to save us from all the superhero stuff.
Such a good movie, dude. I love it.
Is he human? He could potentially be an alien. I want to be friends with Tom Cruise and like jump out of some planes with that guy. I'm just saying, like an afternoon with Tom Cruise would be one hell of a time. You're gonna do some exciting shit. That's for sure. I don't know. I wonder how he is in real life because like you got to think he has to be in a different mental state too because like just he's been a A-list celebrity forever. A lot of them have like. I feel like a lot of celebrities like have their time in the sun, in the spotlight for a couple years, and then you kind of don't hear from him anymore.
He's been there forever.
He's just been there. So I mean, he's lived such a different lifestyle for most of us. Like I wonder what
everything I hear is like he's like a super cool, down to earth guy. So like yeah, I know he doesn't drink, so I can't have a beer with him, but I'll do some skydiving with Tom Cruise.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's why I don't look like Tom Cruise. I drink too much whiskey.
Yeah, he doesn't drink at all. Part of Scientology. So
did you even notice my logo is actually a whiskey glass? I don't know how many people notice that. Have you seen that?
For your channel, channel's logo?
Yeah, my Crash logo. Like look at it on Twitter.
Like I see the is it supposed to be like the liquid in the glass or?
Yeah, the liquid is the wave, and then where it says Crash is like the bottom of the glass. It's actually like a whiskey glass. There's my logo.
Wow. No, I did not know. I did not know that at all.
I wonder how many people do and don't.
I do now. Yeah, that's pretty cool though.
This is like the liquid, but like the full logo is like a whiskey glass. Shout out D.
That's cool. That's cool. I like it. I like it.
So I don't know how many questions we missed. I'm really sorry. Call some out if you see them.
I think we got everything on my end.
Are there any questions that I missed, guys?
We're definitely going to see some DNZ gameplay or some information next week, guys. So don't worry about that. And that'll be good. And then Crash and I are either going to be pumped or we'll be a little disappointed or we'll be in the middle. We'll have to see. But I do have high hopes for DMZ. And I think DMZ is going to deliver because they need as much to pull in as much shooter fans as they can. So if you can get the Tarkov crowd on board, more sales.
Scoof has been an alpha beta tester since 2020. If you want any info, yes, immediately go to my Discord and message me. I would love some more info. That would be,
please,
or DM me on Twitter. Discord and Twitter is in the comments below. I would love to have a chat with you. Are you guys gonna make gameplay videos on Battlefield Mobile? No.
Yeah, I know, 100%, dude. That's my number one game I'm looking forward to is Battlefield Mobile. I'll probably live stream it on the channel.
have you done the thing where you go into your analytics and you can look what your audience searches for? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
The only one that's gameplay related at all is Battlefield Mobile for my channel. Everything else is just like weird stuff.
Yeah.
But
Same, dude. Same.
gotta stop doing it.
And I think like Teletubbies Next Big Adventure is my other one. Yeah.
Oh, is that better than Hello Kitty Island Adventure?
I think it is, dude. I think it is.
Next big
Or
thing.
it's like Dora the Explorer, Magical Exploration Island, but better. You know what I mean. You know, Crash.
Oh,
You know what's up.
I live it. What do you
I
mean?
know you do.
I'm about that life. What kind of content, Buff, are you going to be streaming on the MW2 beta when it comes out? Yeah, since you're going to be the guy for week.
Oh man, I mean, whatever they have, I don't know what didn't tell us what we're going to be able to play or anything yet. I'll be going over like the gunsmith stuff. I wish they wouldn't give us any gunsmith though. I really want to save that for like release. So I'll break down the gunsmith, in the streams and videos and gameplay and stuff like that. But whatever they give us, I'll jump into for sure, and we'll make content out of that. But definitely just gameplay on the stream. Probably do a little bit of intro into what the gunsmith is, at least what we can see and work with now. But I'm hoping they save a lot of the gunsmith features for the actual release of the game, but I don't think they're going to, but we'll see.
Yep. You know what I just realized? I did it again where I pinged everyone in my Discord with the link to the show and didn't send it through. So it's been sitting there the whole time.
Happens.
I suck. Big Mike asks, any features you'd like to see return from CODs before Modern Warfare? Just me really quick. I would love to see the customization system from Advanced Warfare.
Like character customization, all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
where you can swap out gloves, pants, boots.
Yeah, I would love that. I think that's like a must almost. I
don't think it's going to come back ever.
It would just make the game so much more. Like, look at how big Gunsmith was. So if you can do that with your characters, I think that'd be huge. Whether they do it or not, I don't know. But
it was just cool. I remember in Advanced Warfare, like when I was playing with my friends, I could just look at their operator and tell it was them. I wore like a skull mask. I had camo pants with an orange pinstripe, and like I had like orange accents on my exosuit, and like this gloves, and like everybody knew camo pants, ghost mask, like orange accents. That was Crash, and like you could tell it was me. I could tell what my friends were wearing. It gave a lot of like, I don't know, identity. Like it felt, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's more immersive, right? Yeah, you get to put, same with like the gunsmith, you get to almost put yourself into the game as the character, which is awesome. I mean, I sit on Sandstorm sometimes and just I have like 20 different characters of myself on Sandstorm, like different clothes and headgear, and I just goof around with that stuff for hours. It's so fun.
Yeah, World War III, rest in peace. Had that too. It was awesome. Legit asks, are you nervous for the stupid meta classes? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see what I mean, COD Next is going to show us a lot if they're going to have some sort of point system or not. Hopefully that'll get around the meta abuse, but I mean, I would hope they learned something from the past 3 years to avoid that. So we'll have to see what that is. There's no way they just repeat the same stuff, because I think the meta problems drove a lot of players away for sure. I mean, within my community, a lot of the comments I had were, as soon as, this meta, I stopped playing. So it drove a lot of people away, the broken meta. It just gets old, man.
Yeah.
Season after season.
I don't know if we'll ever get away from it, because you have just so much content surrounded about finding the meta. I mean, there's entire big websites and Twitter accounts for finding the meta and stuff.
That's why I think you need a point system. And that way, if there is something that's exploited or everybody's using, they up the points at it. They don't need to balance it, just up the points. So you need to use your brain to pick and choose what you want, right? And currently, you don't need to even think about it. Just like, oh, that's what so-and-so says. Mono suppressor, long barrel, VLK, extended mag, angle foregrip. Boom, yay. And then if it's the Vanguard weapons, you're going to do, the 50 BMG shotgun underbarrel grenade launcher conversion with the 6x integral hybrid sight and the agency Spetsnaz suppressor magazine foregrip option. So we all know that was around in World War II. Also, shout out to Raven and whoever the hell made that abomination of a game.
Dude, our people really sell short our R&D team that we had in the U.S. during World War II. Came out with some crazy stuff.
Like the Germans. The Germans were good with technology, but damn, they weren't making laser guns. They weren't making nukes. They weren't making Spetsnaz grips and agency suppressors with integral hybrid sights. Just, they weren't there. And that's why they lost the war. Yeah. That's why they lost. They didn't have laser guns. So sucks to suck.
Vanguard's so weird. It's so weird. Are you guys worried that MW2 will turn out super goofy like Vanguard? I'm not worried about it. I've come to terms with it that it's going to happen. And I've been saying this for weeks. Just enjoy the launch window, guys.
Yeah, for sure. That's all you can do.
Enjoy the launch window. That out of there.
Chase says the Germans made the F-2000 in World War II with Vanguard. That's correct, Chase. Everyone knows the Germans created the F-2000 decades ahead of when it was actually introduced.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Yeah. Well, we've learned so much. I just imagine some kid going to history class in like middle school that plays Vanguard, and the teacher's like trying to teach him stuff. He's like, "Nuh-uh, what I saw was."
In Call of Duty Vanguard, there was a special forces team of a German lady, like this guy, holy crap! Like, I got it. The first 10 minutes of the campaign, I got to that first cutscene. I was like, "Yep, I'm done. I've had enough."
It's weird. So yeah, let's do last question from Space over on Twitch. If we had customization similar to Wildlands, Breakpoint, and COD, it would be sick. What do you guys think about it? You'll have to fill me in on that, Buff. I'm not 100% sure how the customization is in Wildlands.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. It's not especially you're talking about character customization. It's just talk about options, man. That's the most in-depth. Not only is there just a ton of weapons and attachments, but for your character customization, there's just so much different plate carriers, helmets, face, hair, glasses, everything. So that's your wet dream of character customization right there. Same with Breakpoint. If all that were in COD, that would be, I think it's like World War II and Tarkov to, I don't even know, man, to the 10th power. So that'd be my game right there for sure. If they were to go that in depth with a COD game like Modern Warfare 2, I'd probably never play anything else. Honestly, that's a blueprint for an example. If you look at Wildlands and Breakpoint, the customization in those games needs to be in. If Battlefield can look at those and bring all of that customization into its next title in a modern day setting with a lot of weapons, that's a winner because there's content there, and that's more content to add post launch instead of just whatever their live services. You can add different plate carriers, different helmets, different things to mix and match with your outfits. I think that's huge for player retention. So that's a good blueprint. That's a great question, and that's honestly the blueprint for what should be the perfect first-person shooter.
Sounds like it. I'm gonna have to pick it up.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. It's so much fun
since it's on sale, and I've been watching that GDC talk about how they made the map too. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, I think that's probably a show, huh?
Yeah, a really good show.
That was a lot of fun. My voice is about to give it up.
Tapping out.
So, yep, we should probably end it here. Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We'll probably have a normal episode next Monday. I feel like, and then I'm gonna pull up a calendar here. I can't pull up a calendar.
Then Wednesday is COD next. So
okay. So do you think we'll have 2 episodes?
I will have to talk about it. I don't know. It's a good question. Do we do it? I have an idea. I'm thinking maybe we do Monday, and then potentially the COD next episode would be a good one to put on the Scope channel itself, the first one. So for the live stream, we'll have to see though. That's just my off the top of the head thought, but we'll see. We'll have to talk. We'll have to figure it out.
Okay, but
We got time.
I think we'll have to do episode Monday and then an episode Thursday. I feel like.
Yeah.
So look for that next week. You guys might get 2 episodes. But yeah,
Oh,
no
snap.
matter what, we're gonna do the Thursday one, right? That's on Thursday or Wednesday.
Wednesday's COD next. Yeah.
Wednesday. So there will be an episode 100% on Wednesday after Call of Duty next. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for
Yeah.
everything. We're gonna start talking about some of that stuff, and then you guys can play on Thursday. You
Yep.
guys get to play the next day. So yeah, Wednesday night after COD next, come hang out. Let's talk about what we saw. Give our reactions and breakdowns of that. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you guys for hanging out over on Twitch, over on YouTube. Shout out to the podcast listener. You've been re-downloading the episode more and more each week. I really appreciate that. Helps out the numbers a lot.
Beast.
Thanks, Buff, for taking the time to hang out, chat with us. It's been awesome. Chat was awesome tonight. Such a great conversation in chat. Everyone was super kind. And
Even the sex
great
bots were after it, man. Love it. Love to see it.
I mean, thanks for the interactions, I guess. I bet that ups our chat rate. So, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
complaining.
We'll take it. All right, guys. We'll see you in a few days. Next week is a big week. Can't wait. And we'll see y'all then.
Peace, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
See ya.
Bye.